Hey guys, so a while ago I had promised that when Glee was done, I would come back and talk a little bit about it and how passionate I was about it. So here I am. Um, Let me just start off by saying that I know there's a lot of people who think that Glee is just the stupidest thing ever to happen. If you're one of those people, just don't bother watching. Because Glee to me is one of the most profound TV shows that I've ever seen. It literally saved my life, like just being the show that it was. Um, Hold on one second, we'll be right back. You know, the biggest complaint that I hear about Glee is that it's stereotypical and that it reflects facts that are not true. Yes, it's stereotypical, and no, it doesn't reflect facts. It reflects opinions. And everybody, just like you, is entitled to their opinion. The stereotypes, I think that's one of the most important and that's the point. It's supposed to be stereotypical because it needs you to seek black and white. It doesn't need to have gray areas. It doesn't need to represent every single person in the entire world. The point is the issues, not the people. Okay, so when you say they only represented stereotypical gays or stereotypical transgenders or stereotypical cross-dressers. I mean, that's just ridiculous. What do you want them to do? You want them to go out and find some hideous person and put them on TV? I mean, yeah, they exist. Yes, we are out there. I mean, I am a hideous bisexual man. I understand that we can't all be pretty. But you know what? The whole point is that they want people to be able to watch this TV show and learn from the issues. And the best way to get people to watch a TV show is by putting pretty people on the screen. You know, you can't say they didn't have all kinds of gays. I mean, they did. They had all kinds. You know, I wouldn't say every single gay person that was on that show was absolutely gorgeous, because not everybody can like everybody. That's just the way it is, so get over it. You know, it's not about if they're pretty or not. It's about the fact that they dealt with all these issues that are huge in our generation. We're a brand new generation trying to figure out where gender and sexual equality really lies, what it's really about. You know, what expression is. Is this something that we can do? Are we allowed to express ourselves? Should we fight for our self-expression? You know, that's what the show's about. It's not about whether you're a white or black or Asian gay. It's about the fact that this person has this sexuality, and this is the struggle they have to go through, and this is how they overcame, and this is what you can do too. You know, it's about inspiring you to see that these issues are not just for you alone. Everyone sees that this is going on. Everyone knows that this struggle is going on. A lot will choose to ignore it, but people in our community will understand where you are. You are not alone in that. That's the point. It's supposed to be able to inspire you so that you have the strength to be able to be yourself, and you have the strength to be able to go where your dreams take you. That's the point of Glee. Now, I'm not going to rant on that much longer because, you know, either you like Glee or you don't. Glee, for me, it's my favorite show. I'm watching it now for the sixth time, all the way from season 1 to 6. What I've done is every time a season's come out, I watched it. So season 1 came out, I watched it. Season 2 came out, I watched it. Season 3 came out, I watched it. You know, 1 to 1, 1 to 2, 1 to 3, like that. The only season I haven't rewatched when it ended was season 5, and that was just because it was a really, really rough time. Season 1 was fantastic. I mean, without season 1 being the way it was, the characters couldn't have gone where they went. It really defined the characters and helped them to start being who they were and being honest with themselves. I want to say there was a whole lot of character development. I mean, we figured out where the character stood. Finn dealt with his girlfriend being pregnant. There was a lot of bonding and a lot of enemies made, and love was established with some of the characters. I mean, that was alright. I would say season 2 is where it really got powerful for me. I mean, I struggle with a lot of things, being a bisexual man trying to figure himself out while at a private Christian school with a very conservative family. If Glee hadn't been there for me, I probably wouldn't be here. I mean, I literally attempted suicide multiple times. If it wasn't for Glee and just the power of music and the message that you can accomplish your dreams, don't stop believing, I wouldn't have stuck around. So for people who say Glee is a crappy show, well, obviously you're a crappy person for thinking it's crappy because it literally saved my life. I mean, the message of standing up to bullies, the message of dealing with substance abuse, the message of dreaming even when everybody says that you can't dream that, even when you're not number one, how you can still be something special, how being part of something special makes you special. That made a huge difference to me, especially in season 2. I would say season 2 for me was the most powerful. You know, dealing with Karofsky and all the issues that Kurt had to deal with there, and the friends that people had to make, and Brittany and Santana and everything else being the way it was. Season 3 for me was fantastic as well, though. I mean, music in season 3 was my favorite. Like, season 3 had the best music, and it really pumped me up. It was one thing. It was a struggle for me because I was sitting there, like I said, in a very conservative environment, knowing that I was either gay or bisexual as one of the two, and I wasn't sure which, and I was trying to explore and figure myself out, and I was sneaking up late at night to watch Glee, bootlegged on the internet, because that was something that kept me going. That was something that kept me driving on, and it wasn't so much the issues they dealt with and the way they dealt with it and how the characters just kept going even when everything else was in their way. It was also very much the fact that the music was so powerful. I love music. Music drives my life. Like if there was no such thing as music, I would be like a zombie, because music is the thing that moves my soul. It's the thing that inspires me more than anything else in the world. Because music can do miraculous things. It can tear someone down and destroy them, or it can build someone up and make them into a more wonderful person. Michael Jackson is my idol for a very good reason, because he understands the sensuality of life. He understands the need we have to create something better. He understands that it's our responsibility to start with the man in the mirror and heal the world. He understands that. I mean, music, to me, is the most powerful thing, because it sends a message that is undeniable, unmistakable, and it gives you something that you can feel to. So season 3 was the best musically. I would say season 4 was really perfect, though. The timing for everything Glee was perfect in my life, because literally while it was happening in the TV show, it was happening with me in real life. It was one of those things where it was so perfect. Season 4 was great, though, because while everybody was kind of falling apart and having to move on, I was busy trying to get through high school and get started in my new life as an adult. It was really cool to kind of see that, because, the whole thing with Rachel and Santana, I was going through that with my best friend. The whole thing with people trying to figure out where they belong and where they should live and what kind of dreams they should follow and how they should follow them. I was going through that. It was powerful for me. Season 5 was huge. Oh God, it was huge. I mean, Corey Monteith, every time I see his face, I start just getting teared up, and it hurts so much. I can't imagine being on the cast and having to deal with that, because just watching the show and growing up with Corey and seeing the development the character had, and seeing that not all dreams come true, that's huge. I mean, you can't say it's stereotypical, because not everybody's dreams came true in that show. A lot of the characters, even in the finale, they got places, but they weren't like Rachel's character. They weren't like Mr. Schuster's. They weren't like William McKinley. Some of them were just there, and they were happy with where they were. They weren't necessarily Broadway stars or world-renowned teachers. I mean, we can't all get to be in the limelight. We can't all get the spotlight. And if you give up, you can't make it. And the harsh reality of season 5 was that sometimes things fall apart. And sometimes you have to be tough and get through it. Otherwise, things will get hard, and you just might make a mistake, and your dreams may never come true. And dealing with the fact that dreams may not come true, and that it's really up to us to have to push through and struggle to get where we want to be, was gigantic. I mean, I love Corey. I love Finn. I love the character. I love the person. But he's a prime example of the fact that although we can dream, and although we can be driven forward, and although we can try our best, if we don't watch out, sometimes The hopelessness of our situation or the mistakes can change things just as much as our dreams can. And, a lot of people don't make it through season 5, and I understand why. Season 5 was a mess. Not only were we, the fans, falling apart, but the entire cast of the show was falling apart. The entire storyline was on the fritz because everybody was lost. But getting through something like that really makes you feel like you did something, you accomplished something, you made it. Season 5 was huge, and it was the hardest season, and it hurts every time I get to that episode. I've literally watched the dedication episode probably 12 times now, and I cried just as hard every time because I know how the loss feels. I know how powerful Corey was and how much he changed my life. It was a huge ordeal. Spoiler alert, by the way, if you haven't seen it. But I think you need to still watch it because you need to see all the good things that happened alongside it, and and how you can make sure that it's a cautionary tale. It's a really important thing that you see that and that you really make it through that at least once. And season 6, God, I don't even really want to talk about season 6 because it's such a spoiler alert. Because season 6 for me, like, even though it was really kind of like, we have to have more new people, and you only have 13 episodes to really get started. You don't really even know, it's like, I wasn't like thrilled with it, but I have to say that the music choices and the way they chose to end it was absolutely perfect. I mean, I get that the cast wasn't necessarily happy. There was a lot of generations there. They didn't have the season 4 generation in it as much. I get, I didn't really like that, but the music choices were so inspiring. The things that they had to get through and have to overcome, and the way they did the season finale was just perfect. Glee is a show about dreaming. Glee is a show about accomplishing something through passionate energy and just dreaming for what you want and going for it. It's about being who you are and recognizing that no matter what anyone else says, that should not change who you are, and you should be able to reach that goal. You should be able to reach for the stars even when nobody says that you're able to. I mean, that show just is incredible, and no matter which way you look at it, it's a life-changing deal if you really go into it. And I know it's goofy, I know it's silly, I know nobody really walks down the halls and sings unless they're loony, but you need to watch it because if you go there and take it seriously, in the moments it's supposed to be taken seriously, it will change your life. I mean, if you go on there looking to learn something, it will change your life. It'll make an impact. It changed my life. It can change yours. I went in with it just trying to look for something that told me that I was worth being here for. I went in it looking for something to inspire me. I went in it looking for identity, looking for something to distract me, and it gave me everything I needed to be able to get through the darkness and get through the hard times. And I'm still watching it, and it still helps me. Even the 6th time through, it's still changing my life. So I just want to say that Glee is the best show I have ever seen. I don't know if it's going to last forever, and I'm probably going to end up locking it away for a few years until I go back and revisit it after I'm done watching it this time through. But I can tell you, I'm rewatching it. I'm on season 2 now. It's still inspiring me. It's still changing my life. It's a great show. Check it out. And please, 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 please remember, keep an open mind and go in trying to learn something. And you just might find that you do. God bless you guys. And that's my take on Glee.